Give the Todd Monken hire a letter grade.
I went with a B-.
Okay.
And I like it. I'm gonna tell you what the minus is at the end, but I like Shedeur being paired with a offensive-minded coach. You know what I'm saying? It looked like he liked Shedeur. I think he liked Shedeur. I don't think they would have brought him in if he didn't have a good plan for Shedeur. So I like him being paired with Shedeur, and shit, he a damn great OC. You know, the Ravens offense been top of the league last 3 years, and before that, he won the Natty 2 times with Georgia, and they fucking dropping buckets. I know that's college, but still, he got a little head coach experience with Southern Miss, like you mentioned. Actually won the Conference USA Coach of the Year his last year there. You know what I'm saying? So running the building is running the building. So he got some experience running the building. They wasn't too good in the first couple years. That third year, they made a bowl game. They was a lot better. He got Coach of the Year, so he figured something out. You know what I'm saying? And then he went to the next level with it. So the minus come from you probably going to lose your defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because he feel played. He ain't get the job.
Yeah.
So that's where the minus come in at. So as far as the offense and Shedeur, I think it's a good fit, man. A guy like Monken, he tailors his offense to the quarterback. What you do well, he going to tailor that offense to you. You know what I'm saying? So I love that about him. Now you just got to find a defensive coach that the defensive guys will relate to and who they going to fuck with, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So I give it a nice B-. If Schwartz would have stayed, I would have gave it a B+ for real. I would have really liked it a little bit better. But, you know, it come with the territory, man.
Yep.
So B- from Lieb.
All right.
Man, I give it an A.
Do you
I
really?
give it an A, man. I was with Monkey in my last year playing a full season in Tampa Bay, man.
Wow.
He's a very easy to get along with coach, man. He's a player's coach. He has that coolness about him, even though, you know, a little bit more mature than a lot of coaches are being hired now. But, you know, every time I seen him, he was like, hey, TJ, always in great spirits, always complimenting you, always keeping your spirits up. And that offense, they was doing work. You know, Mike Evans and Winston and, you know, even the running backs we had that year in Tampa, you know, we turned the ball over a little bit because Jameis gets a little loose with the rock. But other than that, man, he comes in with a very balanced offense. He likes to run the ball, pass the ball. He's broken records in Tampa Bay for most passing yards and running and rushing yards. In Baltimore, what he did with Lamar, and then even with the tailback coming in, who thought he would do better than he did in Tennessee? I mean, you know, they rushing for 4,000 yards and passing for, you know, the most yards in the league. And then, you know, going to Georgia, winning back-to-back national championships was crazy. Even when he was his first stint in Cleveland. What he did with that offense, right?
Yeah,
you could argue he was the reason for Stefanski getting Coach of the Year.
Freddie Kitchens called the
plays.
But your offense coordinator is still heavily involved in game planning and all that.
He's putting everything together. If it's the Legos, he's stacking it. He may not be getting the credit for the end point, but you know, he had a lot to do with that. So I think it's an A. I think Shedeur is going to benefit greatly from Monken. And first and foremost, I like, you know, efficiency. Great on third down. Balanced attack, running the ball. Don't turn the ball over. The principles that he's going to install when he gets to Cleveland is going to help his young quarterback drastically. Pre-snap identification, making it easy on your quarterback. Now, I think defensive coordinator, you know, is something he can find, right? Schwartz didn't get the job, so, of course, he's a little upset about that, but
he not going all the way yet, right?
No, not yet. Not
He's
yet.
just pissed off.
I think he comes back.
He under contract,
you know,
so really.
I think it'd be great for him to come back, to put his pride to the side and be like, hey, man, we got a great team. I've done great with this defense. I'm not going to get a head coach job nowhere else. Might have stayed with the dogs that I got here.
You feel me?
Shit, and improve this defense. I got
to get
you feel me? Anyway, and the talent, and we're talking about the roster. You could go to another team, and you're not going to have no Myles Garrett. You're not going to have the defensive rookie of the year at linebacker, Denzel Ward, shut down corner.
Delpit.
You know what I'm saying? You got a squad.
Exactly.
So you stay right there, you know, get on the bandwagon, man, and y'all could be great. I think
it's gonna be all right, Schwartz.
They're gonna be straight.
Relax,
I think you know we got a playoff berth for the Browns coming real soon.
Ooh.
Real soon.
I like it.
That's hopeful for sure, Cody.
I gave it a B. I didn't love it at first when it was first announced. I was thinking that they were going to go more along the lines of a younger offensive-minded head coach, like a Shieldhouse, the guy we talked about last week.
Yep.
The more that I sat with it and thought about it, I'm going to choose to be optimistic about this hire. I know Jim Schwartz hasn't been a head coach in the NFL before, but like you mentioned, he did turn around a program at Southern Miss. They were 0-12 when he took over.
Yep.
They won 9 wins, or had 9 wins his final season. But he also has been coaching for over 35 years, and he's worked with some great head coaches. Most recently, he was with Kirby Smart at Georgia, and then with John Harbaugh with the Ravens. Now, I'm with you guys. That was my first question, is once I saw this hire, what's going to happen with Jim Schwartz? Because that defense has been really good under Schwartz. I know they have a lot of talent, but who's calling that defense matters, and I think that's going to be a big loss for them if he does end up walking away and doesn't come back. But it's clear that Andrew Berry, going into this hiring cycle, was willing to take that risk, and he wanted to bring in an offensive-minded head coach for good reason, because obviously that's where their focus needs to be. The last 2 years combined, they've been dead last in points scored. They haven't had a top 10 offense since 2004. I think Monken can get him over that hump because he's shown that he's been able to do it. Really, over the last 2 seasons, someone's calling?
Sorry.
Really, no, you're good. Over the last 2 seasons, you know, or really the last 5 years, Monken has been one of the best minds in all of football. Won 2 national championships at Georgia. During that time, too, they were averaging 40 points per game in the SEC.
Yep.
And he helped Stetson Bennett become a Heisman finalist, and then that transferred over to Baltimore as well. You have, you know, Lamar Jackson won an MVP in 2023, and then 2024, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, and had 900 rushing yards. You mentioned, too, the run game. Derrick Henry has been second each of the last 2 years in rushing yards and 32 rushing touchdowns during that time. But the thing that I love most about this hire for Monken and his offense is the versatility within his scheme. He's not the type of coach that's going to come in and say, you need to adapt to what we do. He's going to adapt the offense and accommodate the players that are on that roster. Stetson Bennett and Lamar Jackson are 2 completely different type of quarterbacks, but both of them had a ton of success in your offense. Why is that? It's because of the versatility that he has as a play caller. He's going to have some flashes and some tendencies of the air raid offense. He's going to have some tendencies of the spread offense with the RPO system and the zone reads with the quarterback that I like for Judkins. He's also going to get in some of that 12 personnel, multiple tight end sets with Njoku and Fannin Jr. and get them involved with the offense. So I really like this hire. And then the last thing I'll say is with the quarterback situation, you know, as a head coach with Monken too, you know, being around a lot of offenses, you know, when you go to a team, the most important thing really is the quarterback. You got to have a quarterback to be successful. After Fernando Mendoza in this draft, since Dante Moore's not coming out, I wouldn't say there's a first-round quarterback that could come in and make an impact right away.
Yeah.
And then when you look at free agency too with the Browns, they're 27th in salary cap space, and there's never a guarantee anyways if there's a guy that you want in free agency at quarterback. So he looked at this roster and said, I can win with these guys, which is a confidence boost for Shedeur Sanders. And it's also a confidence boost with Deshaun Watson, you know, depending on what they do with them in that competition. But I love that video. Him talking to Shedeur saying, I finally got you. I've been in that position before as a young quarterback with a new coach, and to have a coach come in and have that confidence in you, you know, that gives you a lot of optimism going into the offseason.
Okay, you guys have all made really good points, and you almost convinced me and won me over, especially you, going all the way to an A. But I'm going to stick with my B. I don't hate it. I love a lot of things about it. But I say all this with like a big sigh, because I guess I got my heart set on Nate Shieldhouse after we talked about it on Monday. They were out here all day on Monday, Jimmy Haslam, all the management staff, and they spent 7 hours with 35-year-old Nate Shieldhouse out here understudying with Sean and the Rams. And I thought it would have been great for Shedeur, for those two to grow together. And I care about your Cleveland Browns, your first team, only because of Shedeur Sanders. And I care about his future because I believe in his future. And I believe he was exactly right. The first thing that came out of Shedeur's mouth when he was asked on the field before his first start out at Las Vegas, how he felt, and he said, I'm what they've been looking for. That's the truth. That's the God's truth. He is what they've been looking for. Is Todd Monken what they've been looking for? I don't know, because I'm not going to make too much out of what we saw in the video when they hugged and he said, we tried to draft your ass. Well, here's the truth about that. That happened earlier in the 5th round. So he didn't try to draft his ass in the 1st round or the 2nd round. It was all the way into the 5th round. So they were just in the same boat with Cleveland. And Ozzie Newsome is looking at it saying, well, God, we'll take a flyer on him in the 5th round. And so Ozzie called Dion, obviously Shedeur's father, and said, we're thinking about this. Will this work for you guys? And Dion said, no, because Shedeur wants to go someplace where he'll have a shot. And Lamar's just too good, man. I mean, he's going to be perennial Pro Bowler for the next, 10, 12 years. And Shedeur doesn't want to be stuck behind that. And as it turned out, Tyler Huntley was pretty good as their backup, wasn't he? So it was a bad fit for Shedeur. Shedeur made the right choice because, my God, he did get his shot, right? He got to start 7 games when I was pretty sure at the first of the year he'd start no games. Mm-hmm. And not only did he start the 7, but he showed me a lot. Maybe he didn't show others. I think he showed you a lot, right?
Of course.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
Good? Yeah.
A lot of flashes on film.
So I'm hopeful that Todd Monken is being authentic with Shedeur. You know, like, hey, I believe in you, young man. Let's go. Let's get together. Let's get out on the practice field and go to work. But look, I'm going to bring this up again, and I've asked you guys about this. It's very disturbing to me what's happened to black head coaches in the National Football League. And I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I keep bringing it up because it keeps rearing its ugly head. But as I look at it right now, and by the way, Nate Shieldhouse is a young, he's the only black offensive up-and-coming star coach that I know of in the whole pipeline. Well, that's just wrong. I mean, something's going south here where with black head coaches, we got D'Amico Ryans thriving in Houston. And after that, help me out. Because Todd Bowles, I was a little surprised he was able to keep his job. And, man, I'm looking at the Jets, and I'm not sure Aaron Glenn's going to hang on much longer. Now all this runaway speculation about John Gruden's going to get that job that Woody Johnson wants John Gruden. So I don't know how you feel about it, but I'm just looking around at, will Raheem get a shot in Arizona? Now they're saying Clint's going to get whichever job he wants between Raiders and Arizona. That's what Adam Schefter's reporting. Mm-hmm. It's just disappointing. That's why I wanted Nate Shieldhouse to get a shot, because I think he could be, like we're going to talk about Sean Mannion. He's a Sean Mannion type where if you give him a shot, he just might go places. And I thought he fit Shedeur better because as great as Todd Monken was with Lamar the first 2 years, that last year, it fell all apart. And so it concerns me a little bit how Todd will fit with Shedeur. I don't know for sure, but I don't know how you guys feel about it.
I think it fell apart because Lamar was broke up. You know what I'm saying? But it says,
that was
a
part
lot
of it.
to me that that Huntley, his backup, came in and played.
He did.
So that's an attest to the OC, in my
Yeah.
opinion. But as far as the coaches, man, it's just it's developing. Like you said, Shieldhouse is one of them. It's more guys who quarterback coaches, like Troy Smith, a quarterback coach. If they offense keep improving, he'll be an OC sooner or later. So
Maybe.
it's guys in the pipeline, running back coaches, Bieniemy. If he go to Kansas City,
Well, he went
if
back,
he go to
yeah.
Kansas City and he's successful, he might get a shot.
But he was successful, and he didn't get a shot.
He
Yeah.
was, but it's conversations like this. We stir the pot enough, Skip.
Well, I hope
Put
so.
that pressure on their ass, you know what I'm saying? So
One guy to keep an eye on, too, is my guy, JT Barrett. He's been
JT
really
Barrett is
good
another
developing
guy.
Caleb, but he's a quarterback coach right now with Chicago.
Exactly.
I was a
I
big
hope
fan of him
so.
in college, got to know him well. I've heard a lot of great things. He's a damn good football coach.
So I think it's guys in place, though. It's guys who under Ben Johnson, and they're in place right now.
Yeah.
Under Sean McVay. If they keep on being successful, their name is going to come up. They're going to get an OC job. If they're not the OC, then boop, they'll get their shot like everybody else. So
Yeah.
it just take time, Skip. Hey, it take time for us in this league, man. It's just like everything else. It's
It's
a
a reflection
process.
of real society out there, right?
Exactly.
It's the same thing that happens in your daily CEO type situations in the normal working world. So it's gonna take some time, but it's more than enough qualified candidates. But I just like the Todd Monken hire because of his track record. And when you do that and have that track record with so many different styles of players, different places, and it's always the same results, even at Oklahoma State with Blackman and Brandon Wheaton. Had them on fire. Was throwing for 1 million yards.
Yeah.
It's his first chance.
He
at
wasn't
a
calling
head coaching
plays
job.
there, but go ahead.
It's
The head
first,
coach
you
calls
know,
those plays.
This is first time getting a head coaching job, spending all this time in the NFL. So I think maybe they just wanted to go with somebody that had more proof in the pudding, I guess.
I think they named the OC, but for a minute I thought Monken was going to bring Troy Smith with him, just for that relationship with Shedeur like he had with Lamar. I thought he was going to bring him with him and name him the OC. That would have been
Leftwich too. He's out there.
nice. Yeah, Leftwich out there. So I thought that was going to happen, but it didn't. Who he named, Cody? You probably know. Oh, the Browns named somebody. Who they named?
Did they name offensive coordinator already?
Yeah, I think they did.
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
I think they named somebody.
I don't think so yet.
No, I'd seen
Yeah,
something.
if they did, I didn't see it. I didn't see it last night when
I think they
prepping.
named somebody. Kenzie probably could find it, but I think they did. Yeah, there you go.
Travis Switzer.
Barry
Oh,
sisters
okay.
relation.
No.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm actually surprised. So 3 of you are agreeing on a B. You had a B minus, but a B, and then you have an A. You're the only one with a personal relationship with him, so you give it an A.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it personal, but I got some time spent.
Time
right.
spent.
I just see how he operates around the building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Which is
that's
important.
very
That's
important.
important.
How you interact with
and
your
he's been a
players.
coach in your facility.
Yeah, that was my first time, my first year in Tampa. I was going through a miserable time just leaving Denver, right, getting cut right before the season. But I noticed him. I'm like, yo, this is a good coach. He a good dude.
Okay.
You know, he has a great relationship with his players. And shoot, we was airing shit out on offense. We couldn't stop nobody on defense.
Yeah.
But, you know, they were putting up numbers on offense. Mike Evans, you know, he was killing. I forgot the tight end we had, but shoot, he was a no-name, and he was putting up numbers. Still don't remember his name, but he was balling.
Well, I'm excited. I'm excited for a coach to actually give Shedeur Sanders a real shot, some
So
real
let me
coaching.
say one last thing before
ahead.
we go to the next question. I wanted Brian Flores, because you know him well, I wanted him to get a shot because he belongs being a head coach in this league. So I wanted to tell you that I did talk to a high-ranking black official in the NFL who told me, and didn't want his name associated with this, but he said, and I quote, that Brian Flores is the kind of black man who scares white people. And I agree with that because Brian Flores is a powerhouse to me. And he's his own man, and he's authoritative and commanding, and he's a really good football coach, obviously on the defensive side. The best coaching job I saw all year by a defensive coordinator was Minnesota at Dallas on Monday Night Football, where he just toyed with them with his 8-man fronts, and Shoddy and Dak had no answer for that the whole game. And I know for a fact that he wanted the Baltimore job, and we brought it up early that he belongs in Baltimore, and they went with Jesse Minter. So I don't know. Remember, he did sue the NFL for discrimination, so that may be held against him by some owners, but he deserves a head coaching job and would have been perfect for Baltimore to me. He would have turned that around in a heartbeat. But
Flo got that strong personality.
he's got it.
Yeah.
It ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Whoever hires him, they're gonna have to deal with that shit. It is what it is. So, hey man, sometimes that personality, I deal with that shit. Sometimes it helps you, sometimes it hurts you.
That is
You know what I'm
true.
saying? So
Yep.
it's part of it. It's part of what makes him a dominant ass DC because he bring that same energy.
Yeah,
And
and
rubs
obviously
off on
the
his
Vikings love him in that role, right? Because they went
yeah.
right out and extended him and said,
Yeah.
if you get a head coaching job, God bless you, but
If
we
don't,
want you
we
here.
got
Yeah,
you
yeah,
checked
yeah.
if you stay here. So
As they should, because it wasn't just the Cowboys struggling with that defense. It's
Yeah.
a lot of
the
offense.
Lions, a whole
Yeah.
lot of people.
A lot
I
of
thought
teams.
Vance Joseph did a great job against that Cowboys offense as well.
He did.
Great
That was
job.
one of the best
Yeah,
call games that I've seen all year too, because he had them boys struggling, Skip,
he did.
struggling.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to a little drama, huh? Because it's with your Bronco.